Hello, my talk family, and welcome to another episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your host. My name is Desh, and here with me in studio is the owner of Motor Matters. His name is Alan Rosenmeyer, and he brings over 10 years of experience to the table. Beside bringing 10 years of experience to the table, I'm very proud to announce for the first time today that I have gone into partnership with Alan in terms of YouTube content and reviews. So I am very, very proud. It's very difficult for me to partner with anybody, let alone a man, in the motoring trade. But we have, I think, around a 7 to 8 year friendship. He's been such a protector and a champion and a catalyst for transformation, positive transformation within the motoring trade. And I'm so very proud that Alan is partnering on many endeavors with us. So Alan is a respected figure in the motoring industry with a long-standing commitment to collaborating with us women in motoring. As a member of the South African Guild of Motoring Journalists, they actually call the South African Guild of Mobility.
Mobility now, yeah.
Yes, and he is a member, and so am I. He serves on the National Executive Committee and is a valued member of the prestigious Car of the Year, which is Coty jury. So he is a distinguished Toastmaster and MC. Alan is known for his exceptional communication and presentation skills, which is one of the things that really attracted me to Alan. His ability to engage and inspire audiences has earned him a reputation of a sought-after facilitator and event host. We are often seen in public together, and I will have these young guys that will run up to Alan and say, "Are you the man in the hat?" So he has really earned his reputation in terms of inspiring not just our generation, but also the younger generation with his unique blend of motoring knowledge and communication expertise. So I am so proud once again. I can't say it enough. Alan has become a trusted voice in the industry, a trusted voice within our movement as well. His passion for promoting women's participation in motoring is inspiring, and his commitment to excellence has made him a respected leader in the field. Alan has attended 2 of the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, which is powered by Nedbank, and he has shown and proved without a doubt his commitment, as I said, to transformation for women in the motoring space. So let's welcome Alan, and as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions, MFC, and Evo by Nedbank. Hello, Alan.
Wow. I should have brought a bigger hat, with that introduction.
Oh, Alan, I mean, like literally everything I said about you is so true. And I won't, you know me for so many years,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I won't sing anyone's praises unless they really do earn it.
Oh,
Respect is earned. And I think with everything that you've proven in the past few years, not just to me, but to my community, I thank you. I thank you because you reinstill that faith that women should have in certain men and in humanity, actually. So thank you so much for that.
As I said, really, I'm humbled by everything you've said, Desh, and all I do is try and be myself, and just do my thing. And I've often said, just lead me to do my thing and to do it my way.
Right.
And maybe some people don't like it, but hopefully generally it is like that way. Mm-hmm. And I just want to do that and carry on. But you mentioned just now our partnership going forward, and that is just so important to me. And this is a big moment, and a big little period in my life right now is there are a couple of big steps happening as we speak.
Yeah, there's very big steps. Very big steps.
So,
and what I like about this is it's become a family movement, because it's not just you and me in this. It's my husband and your wife that have
Absolutely.
We formed a little family of our own, where our partners are supporting each other and us in this journey. So that, I think, is few and far between in our world of journalism, which is few. It's small.
Yeah, it takes a special partner to put up with the life we live.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does. It does.
I'm away a lot. Yeah, I'm traveling a lot. I'm in and out. There's no such thing as regular hours. There's so many partners that would get very fed up very quickly with the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love every minute of it. I mean, you do as well.
Yeah.
The traveling, as I said to my wife recently, when we got married, did you think I would give you a new car every week?
I love that, Alan. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Akash as well,
Exactly,
I mean, he
yeah.
gets to drive. I think it's so important that I bring out, that I get to drive the vehicles and test them and relate to a very big woman audience. But there are male people that follow me as well.
Absolutely.
So it's so important to get Akash's view on the vehicle, and he's always, putting in the talk and putting in the things that I think men are more interested in.
But besides that, you know what? The audience you have, the audience I have, they're different categories of the audience even.
Yeah.
And the one I really try and appeal to is the person who wants to buy a car. And I hope I give a balanced opinion on the car.
Yeah.
The idea is to point out the features.
Yes.
If
Absolutely.
they're faults, but don't emphasize the faults, because there are no bad cars on our market in South Africa right
not
now.
anymore.
Not a chance.
Not
Okay,
anymore.
so I emphasize the features. And I emphasize obviously the positive features.
Yeah.
And I put a very strong emphasis on the value for money.
I was going to say that pricing is absolutely
It's
crucial.
key because, look, first of all, I mean, cars are silly money these days. Yeah,
It's a lot.
every car is, and I'm not saying.
I mean,
there's-
if the Americans can say the next generation, Gen Z, might not be able to drive a brand new vehicle or own a own a house, then unfortunately, money is important right now. Affordability.
I'll age myself quickly and tell you the first brand new car I got was 4,500 rand.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
out of the
remember
box.
those days. No, I don't remember those
No,
days.
you're too young. You're too young to know those days. But that was my second ever car, but my first new car.
Wow.
Okay,
Four
so-
and a half thousand.
Out of the box.
Can we still
brand
get a car at 4,500?
Can you get a set of tires at 4,500 rand now?
I know my husband's car, his tires, he literally pays more than that for one tire.
Well,
It's
exactly.
an Amarok,
Yeah.
so I know that much, but yeah, I don't think so, Ellen.
So, my take and emphasis on testing cars and on reviewing is put it into the category it falls into.
Right.
And I'm going to now be chauvinistic and say, you do get the mommy wagon, for example, okay? This crossover SUV category.
I don't think that's chauvinistic. I love calling myself like you have the car blondie.
Yes.
She's amazing. Like she test drives all these
I know.
sporty cars
Yeah.
and sports cars, and I don't do that because I write for my audience. My audience are mummies. Okay.
Yeah. So when I
yes.
get one of those, I emphasize the features that are appealing in that. Boot size
Right.
is really important.
Absolutely.
Does it take a boot? Does it have Isofix, for example?
Absolutely.
Is really
so
important.
important for
This-
young mums. Yes.
Correct, yeah. So when you reviewing, as I said, and I'll use the crossover SUV category just there, you've got to emphasize those kind of features. And
Like for women as well, like
Yeah.
ground clearance is so important. We like, believe it or not, but we'd like to be sitting a little bit higher than your usual vehicle.
no, look, that
So I'm
extra-
loving the crossovers at the moment.
Well, I'm very into my double cabs and 4x4s
Me
right
too.
now.
Me too. Me too. I mean, we
You're
own,
big. No, then you're the bully.
and my husband owns, like I said, an Amarok, a double cab, but since January, and you've been following, most of my vehicles have been off-roaders.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, and these ladies there's transformation in purchasing in terms of double cabs. So I'm very happy that I'm some type of an influence with that, because you do feel safer on the road, and you do feel more in control.
But also, now I've got this big thing with these big double cabs and 4x4s, and that is that everybody wants to buy the big 4x4, etc., etc., but they never use it, and they never use its capability.
Right.
Which bugs me,
Right,
quite
because
honestly.
we went to Botswana on the Suzuki, and I love this. We can actually now talk about different cars because normally I have someone from a brand, and we wouldn't do that. So this is great, Alan. Maybe we should do this more often because I'm loving this. So we did. I love the fact that we talk about the Fortuner being great as an off-roader, to do off-roading. Sorry, and we talk about the Hilux, the Amarok, but then we never talk about the Suzuki, which has a short wheelbase.
The Jimny.
That holds.
No, look, the
Off-roading.
Jimny is so capable.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Right. But you had the G-Wagon recently.
I had the
And what did I say? What did I
had
comment?
The Big Daddy, the G-Wagon.
What did I comment on your post?
Yeah.
I said, well, I love the G-Wagon, but listen, ladies, listen, Linda. Okay, no, I'm just joking. Listen, you've got to be able to afford that G-Wagon to do your off-road.
That was only 3.7 million.
And then we're looking at the Suzuki that
And
is...
wait,
the Germany is a 400.
I took the G-Wagon off-road. I did some 4x4ing in it.
I
Just
don't
very
think I would
mild.
want to spend 3.7 million on a vehicle that I am going to miss out in
no,
mud.
I got permission from...
That's what it's for, right?
I actually, it is. It's what it's designed for, but whoever has done that. So I actually phoned Mercedes, Justin, and I said, can I take it mild 4x4ing?
Right.
And he said, go for it. And I literally went, took it through the mud, etc., got it nice and muddy and dirty, and drove down the road to the car wash afterwards to clean it off.
Right.
But I'm probably...
But it would have been better to do that video that you did when it was muddy.
No.
Because that's the problem. That's what
But
the
there
vehicle
is
is for.
content.
But
with it
let's
full
talk
of mud.
about the Suzuki.
Right.
Germany that we went. This was not just an off-roading experience. This was riverbanks. Do you remember? My God, I just flew back from Vegas.
Yeah.
At that time.
Unfortunately, we weren't on the same rotation. I was on the one just before you.
But can you imagine being jet lagged and driving a Germany up? Oh my God!
I know,
on this
but come on, that
riverbank.
was the best. That
was
soft
amazing.
sand in the river.
It's scary though because I've never done it before.
Well, you know what? I'm going to let you into another little secret right now. I'm about to be certified as a 4x4 instructor.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I've been doing a lot of 4x4ing lately.
Lately, right.
So I'm going to take you and Akash 4x4ing.
We've done it many times.
Yeah, but I'm going to take
I'm
you.
going to go with you.
Right,
Maybe I'll
okay.
have a different experience. But that was, I promise you, I came back with almost broken wrists. My wrists are already not 100%. And because I've been in 2 accidents that the guys hit me from the back. So my hands were on the steering wheel. And so, but when I came back from that experience, Alan, my gosh, it was absolutely... It was so amazing to have experienced that, but I was jet lagged, plus had to drive back to the border, plus had to fly from there, from Polokwane back to Johannesburg. So it really was.
It was a part of the experience.
It was amazing.
Now,
so I think what we're trying to, and for anyone that wants to become a motoring journalist, this is the life. This is something I don't get to experience. In fact, I really do think we should do more of these podcast sessions because we don't get to share what a motoring journalist is like, not just in South Africa, but a motoring journalist gets to experience. It's okay. Now you can see my passion right here. It's absolutely amazing. Alan, let's quickly talk about yourself, about you. Where did your journey actually begin?
Wow. I was born with a passion. That's the only thing I can say to you is family legend says that at about the age of 3 or 4, I could identify every car on the road as it went past.
Wow.
And then
there wasn't much cars back then. Sorry.
Yeah, no, there was still a lot of horse wagons.
Yeah, there was.
Then sort of through high school, okay, there weren't 2,500 derivatives on the market back then, which is the current market, you know that?
Right.
There were probably 200, if that. But I could probably quote you the engine capacity and the retail price of virtually every car available in South Africa. It just is something, I don't know, that was in me.
Right. And can you now quote 2,500 derivatives?
No.
Because
But a lot of them, and a lot of the facts and figures,
Right.
I do retain. We all
natural.
have certain areas that we retain more information than others. I mean, that's the human brain just does that.
Yeah.
You pick on something. I don't know. It's again, I'll say it's the inbred passion,
can't help it.
and you can't help it. So I'm going to boast slightly here, but a couple of my colleagues refer to me as Wikipedia.
Okay.
All right, when it comes to the facts and figures on various models, etc. I sometimes have to just study them before I get going on a video. Or
But
whatever.
you do also feature on Ignition TV Buyer's Guide.
Buyer's Guide and Ignition GT. I'm a regular guest on both.
On both, exactly. So you need to have your fix in any case.
You've got to, yeah. So you've got to you've got to be able
You're
to
leading
come
people
over.
to buy
Yeah,
cars.
correct.
So it's the second biggest purchase one can make in their life.
Yeah, correct. So that was where it sort of came in. Then life happened, lots of things happened, went into other careers. I'm not going to bore you with that detail now. I did sell cars for 1 year of my life,
Okay.
in between other careers, and then actually did very, very well, but then was made an offer to go back into my previous type of career, and I couldn't refuse. So that was the end of my selling cars, but I actually I loved it, and I did very well that year. I sold a lot of cars.
Okay.
Back in the days when Ford was really a big brand.
Right.
And then about 11 years ago, I just happened to stumble into what I'm doing now.
Right. It started with the breakfast show, right?
No, it started actually with a motoring show.
Okay.
I arrived in Johannesburg, various reasons, and I had got onto radio on a small community radio station. I was doing a breakfast show there. But you were presenter, producer, technician, everything all in one.
Right.
So for content one day, I thought, why don't I just maybe do a car test, seeing as I love cars. So I did a few of those. And then moved up to Joburg 11, 12 years ago, and went for an audition at a radio station. And they said, like your voice, all our shows have got presenters. So I said, how does that help? They said, no, we've got open slots. So if we said you can have a slot, what show would you do? I said, motoring. Just straight away. And he questioned me a little bit about my knowledge of cars, kind of thing, that kind of thing. And after 2 minutes, he said, okay, you could do a motoring show. I said, thank you. He said, what would you call the show? And I turned around, and I don't know why, but the name Motor Matters came into my head. And a week later, I was doing an hour-long motoring show once a week.
Wow.
That's where Motor Matters was born.
Sure.
And that's going on for 11 years, 10 and a half, 11 years now.
Are you still loving it?
More than ever.
And what do you love about your brand?
Okay.
Your brand is Alan, the man with the hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Alan R.
Where did that come?
Yeah.
Okay, Alan R.
Yeah.
But where did this all? How did this happen?
Okay. The man with the hat.
Yeah. Let's give credit where it's due.
Yes. Okay.
Because Natalie is going to listen to this.
Natalie is absolutely the credit for the hat. We were going out one night, and to our favorite pastime, karaoke, of course. And she had a hat, this sort of style of hat, but a floral one and whatever it was.
Cute.
And I don't know, I took it out the cupboard and I put it on and I said, I think I'm wearing this today.
Oh my goodness.
And luckily she had another one that wasn't floral, so I wore that one that night. And kind of looked at this and said, I think I like this.
Yeah.
And it's grown from, it literally went from there. And although this is my brand, and we actually had a discussion about this the other day, I don't go out without a hat now.
Yeah. I even you,
Yeah.
out of respect, I think you usually remove your hat at certain functions, and even sometimes when you're with me and
Yeah.
some ladies, you take your hat off and put it on the table, and I'm like, no, Alan, put your hat back on, please. Please put your hat back on.
Well, it's getting a bit shiny underneath there nowadays. So, yeah, the
And it
reflection
wouldn't
could
matter. It wouldn't matter. And it's something I've never asked you in all our years of friendship. Who is your inspiration? Who has been your inspiration? Not in motoring.
Yeah.
Okay, in motoring, I would like to hear that actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Please don't say Jeremy Clarkson.
No. No.
but personally as well.
Yeah, that's actually a very difficult one because I actually would struggle to answer you there. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
I'm very much the person, I do my own thing, as I think you know.
Yes.
I do it my way.
Yes.
I'd hate to be put in a box of any sort.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that to me, please. I am me, I am an individual, and if you don't like it, well, move on.
Right.
Or I'll move on. You
Right.
can choose. So who's my inspiration is actually an incredibly difficult question.
Yeah. Has there been a few, like, in your short journey of life?
There've been a couple, but then again, sometimes you've been disappointed along the way as well.
Right.
That they can let you down later.
Yeah.
So it's a very, I'm not avoiding your question, it's just a very difficult one.
I get that because when I started my journey as a journalist, this question often came up. Who is your inspiration? And I had a few. I had the likes of Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, the locals, Devi Sankri-Kavanda. I had Deborah Petter. So I've taken lessons out of, but then a lot of people make mistakes. You put them on this pedestal, and those mistakes you're talking about, it's made.
Exactly.
And when they make those mistakes, your dreams and your aspirations starts crumbling. And then
they shatter.
They shatter, and you feel shattered. A part of you feels shattered, and then you've got to rebuild yourself again. And so I don't believe at this present moment in time that I have any role model or inspiration.
In this industry, there are two names I'm going to mention. The first one is Roger McCleary. Okay. I met Roger very early on in my career in motoring.
Right.
And he just kind of has backed me all the way. And he's just been little things. But for example, the first year I got onto Coty Jury as a trainee juror.
Right.
He had to phone me to tell me, even though he wasn't strictly involved.
Right.
But he got the news and he had to phone to tell me.
Right. I'm so proud of you.
It's a little thing, but it means a lot. I always joke with people. You do know. I think I've told you this one.
Right.
I'm going to be the second Roger in one way.
Yeah.
I can never live up to what he's done, but I'm going to be the second Roger in another way. I will be around doing this at 85 years old.
I love that.
That's my target.
I can't wait to have the front row seat to all your successes, because that's what I've seen. I mean, for your YouTube to just have grown from 1,000 to 20,000 in no time, it's already you're so authentic in what you do, and I really, really love that.
Thank you.
Me to partner, I've never partnered with any journalist in this industry, ever. And for me to sit here with you and partner with a man, no one ever thought that would happen, but to partner with a man that I trust, and a man that has, that holds my movement in such high regard, and have seen so much that we have brought to the community, but have just respected it and have taken it to your community.
Thank you.
It means a lot.
Well,
the other person is, you said two people.
There's a second person, right? Now, this is totally, absolutely from the heart, and that is you.
No way! Oh my God! I've not taken my glasses off.
Desh, what I've seen you doing, what your movements stand for.
Oh my God!
How genuine they are. That is really a total and utter inspiration. And the fact that I can play little bit parts along the way in it. And but besides, it's not even what I can do in it. It's looking at someone who's taken something and run with it the way you do.
These tissues were supposed to be for my guests. Thanks a lot, Ellen. There's only one other man that has made me cry, and that's Jeff Osborne.
There's an inspiration as well, I have to just tell you.
And he's the only other person that has made me cry. Thank you.
No, it's absolutely from the heart.
Thank you. Gosh, I mean, like, to have a man of your caliber and your reputation, and I mean, I know that you're traveling again very soon. You went to China, and you've been around now, and you're just such an inspiration. I don't want to mention your age.
I'm not phased. If you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started your career at 55. I am still a spring chicken at 42, and you inspire me, because if you can do it at 65 and still believe that this is the beginning of your life.
Believe me, I'm only at the start of this journey. Yeah.
You give me that hope, because I've been sick and haven't been in the best of space. And when I see what you do and how consistent you are, it's like, Desh, you have no excuse. You have no excuse. So thank you for making me cry. Thank you for that. And I know my editor is loving this. I know my videographer is never gonna edit this out, which is okay. It's never happened. So let's get back to this interview. Thank you. That was shocking. That I was literally blindsided. What's that word? Blind. Yeah. Whatever the word is. But anyway. And then what do you actually love most about your job?
Everything. No, look, it's the variety, number one. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that literally no 2 days can ever be the same. Yeah. I just get up in the mornings, and whether I've got to run around to meetings, whether I've got to go on a launch, or I have to get behind the wheel and drive. Yeah. And I have to do that a couple of days a week. Yeah. I mean, there are times where, believe me, look, I'll give you an example. Last night, Natalie and I jumped in a car at 8 o'clock and did 100 odd kilometers because I have to experience the car.
Absolutely.
And the last few days have been busy running around, and I haven't had what I term wheel time. Yeah. So we jumped in the car and I've got a route I like using.
What are you driving?
It's the Nissan Navara.
Also, you did it with the Navara?
I did it with the Navara.
Awesome. And how was it?
No, the Navara is a great vehicle.
Okay.
You've got your top sort of three in that double cab 4x4 category these days. And you know which one I'm talking. Hilux, Ranger, Isuzu kind of comes as a number 3. Yeah. Then you've got the whole bunch.
Right.
After that.
You never mentioned the Amarok. Well, I know the Amarok, the new Amarok has a
because
Ford engine, but
so
the Ranger was there.
There is that, but also I haven't tested an Amarok.
Well, you can test mine. We own
I will do. But besides that, a breakthrough in my career is that I think I've now got in with VW, which I've never been in with before.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's you with
us, so you can test it anytime. You just need to put in the request. Okay. Alan, with regard to the motoring, we're done with that question, right? And this is what happens with Alan and I. We just get carried away. But we're done. We did answer that question, right?
Yes.
Talking about that, drive time is so important, and people think, oh my God, they're so lucky, they're driving all of these cars. But when you're sitting with 3 cars in your yard and you need to test all of them, and some of them you need to put mileage on in order to actually test the vehicle, then it starts becoming a job. And that's not nice. So how do you manage that?
Okay, I probably do an average of about 1,000 kilometers a week.
Sure.
800 to 1,000, depending on. I very seldom don't have 2 test cars in a week. There are occasions I have 3. I'm trying to actually stop doing that.
Okay.
Because it just puts so much pressure on.
Yeah.
And as you said, I don't believe you can justify a review if you haven't done 350, 400 kilometers in that car.
Agree. That is why I insist on 7 days.
Yeah. Which includes a nice open road run.
Yeah.
So you must have seen where I often put posts out on a famous Motor Matters road trip.
I love that.
Yeah. Is
it going like towards Mulder's Drift side?
We've got various routes. Okay. There's Mulder's Drift, Hartebeespoort. We go to Harties most weeks.
I love the ride. Because you have your potholes, you have your single lanes and your double, so you can actually
You've also got what I term the twisties.
Yeah, the twisties.
So it's really a good
horrible
overall
roads.
test.
Potholes.
Exactly. But we have a bit of a motive as well, okay?
Right.
There's the windmill, Yasmin, where we do all our fruit and veg shopping.
Okay.
So we go there, I'll say it now. Nobody would drive 130 kilometers round trip to go and do their fruit and veg shopping.
I would.
Except it's actually, as I term it, I'm working.
Yes.
Because I'm putting time behind the wheel.
We have to. Absolutely.
So we do that practically every week.
And so it's our work.
Yeah.
I think a job is a job where you have to do it. And work is something you choose to do.
Correct.
So we choose Test Drive to empower and to allow people to make informed decisions. And that's why we do it.
Our other favorite destination is Paris. So we go through down to Paris.
So have you done any long hauls?
By long haul, you mean?
Durban, Cape Town?
Yeah, we've done a few.
Okay.
Particularly Durban, South Coast, we've done a number.
Okay.
Cape Town, in a test car, I've done once.
Okay, I won't do it. Just putting it out there. I won't do it.
The reason we've done it, well, it was a family thing, and so we were 4 up in the vehicle, etc. The thing about that is, sorry, now I'm going to say, at my age, I'm not driving straight through the night. You've got to overnight down to Cape Town.
Hook an RV and we will do it. Hook up an RV.
Yeah. Maybe.
Is it called an RV
Yeah.
and a caravan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 2 days there, 2 days back.
Yeah.
Now, unless you've got a special arrangement, the test car you've got for 7 days.
Yeah.
Actually, it goes back on the 7th day.
Yep.
So you've basically got 6 days.
Yes.
So if it's 2 days there, 2 days back, that only gives you 2 days in Cape Town.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a push.
It is. And also another thing, if you are doing these long hauls and with people like us that have this audience, a niche market, or niche audience, if I could call it that, then you can't test more cars for the week.
Well,
right?
Yeah. But there's also another factor to it. Is now go in, I get most 99% of my test cars from the OEM, from the manufacturer.
Right.
They bring a car into their fleet. It costs them money to bring it into their fleet.
Yeah.
They keep the car in fleet for X period and X mileage. Now they expect, and please, this is not a written thing, but I'm talking just being ethical, being reasonable. If you put 2,000 or 3,000 Ks on that car in 1 week, you're actually cutting down the period that car can be in fleet.
Yeah.
So you're almost stealing someone else's time with that car, which is, I deem unfair.
Yeah.
I've done it, as I said, a couple of times, with always asking first. I've never done even down to Durban without getting permission first.
Right.
It's always, I'm planning a trip. Are you okay with it?
Yeah.
And then sometimes what they'll do is even give you a different car because the one you were going to get is too new or whatever it is. So they've got to have their planning, and they probably, and I'm saying this is my assumption with a bit of background knowledge, they work on you doing 500, maybe 600 kilometers in a car in the week.
Yeah.
If one guy suddenly does 3,000, he's thrown the whole thing out.
Well, I've done a lot of long hauls, but most of them were from, actually all of them were from the dealerships.
Yeah.
So I would put on the first 1,000 or 1,500 on the clock and then give it back to the dealer. But then by the time I come back, the car is sold.
Well,
so that's a great thing, you know.
It's a very different situation.
Yeah, very
I'm saying when it
different.
comes from the OEM, I believe one should take into account
Definitely.
what the reasonable mileage you should do.
Yeah. So Alan, how do you feel about, I mean, let's bring this back now to my initiative, Women in Motoring South Africa, which you have joined. How do you feel about the Motoring Women of the Year Awards? Because you've been there twice.
I've been, Desh, recognition in everything is such an important thing.
Yeah.
Okay? We all want recognition somewhere, even if you say you don't. And I'm not saying the rah-rah, whatever, but it is such a lovely moment in your life when you get recognition in something.
Yes.
So that is number one. Number two is, you've told me a lot, I've seen a lot of the fact that historically this was a man's world. It really was, am I right?
Still is.
Well, no, but you're breaking the barriers, and the barriers are breaking all the time, and they really are.
It's not me. I'm not breaking the barriers. There's 85,000 women in this trade, but they are breaking the barriers.
Yeah, but you are putting it out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go back 10 or 15 years, if you say, and I'm using your number, there are 85,000 women in the industry.
Yeah.
10 years ago, how many were there?
Not
8,500?
Not even a third of, not even a fifth of that.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
So there's the answer to what you've been a part of. I'm not saying only you, sorry, I can't give you that much credit.
No, you can't.
But you've definitely been a driver involved in it. And the fact of the matter is that, number one, the female participation has blown up to at least moving to a decent ratio.
Absolutely.
No, not 50-50, fine, but the ratio is moving all the time.
Absolutely.
The second thing is, by you giving the recognition, other women see it.
Yes.
So you are bringing the visibility, you bring it out into the open, and that is so important.
Right.
So that's where I see the value in it, is obviously we live in a world where, excuse me, and I'm not talking equality and chauvinism and whatever, I'm not talking those things, but we all have a role in this world.
Absolutely.
And I don't care, male, female, black, white, green, purple.
Whatever.
It's not the point I'm making.
Yes.
The point is everybody has a role and can make a contribution.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
And that is all that the criteria there should be in going wherever you want to go.
And I'll repeat what I always say, that we've never arrived. We have never arrived at, I've been doing this now for 15 years in the motoring trade. I've been a journalist for 10 years of that time. And have I done enough? No. And the ratios are not balanced, because there's, I said 85,000 women, and there's 300 and 400 some odd thousand men. No, we're not looking to balance the scale, not at all. We are just looking to validate that we are capable.
But every move, and by move I'm talking about in the ratios, is a victory.
Absolutely. So what advice would you want to offer to young women, not men, young women, from your point of view, that wants to enter the motoring trade? And they're watching you, so you can talk to them directly.
Okay. Show your passion, number one. Be yourself, number two. If you want to, there are lots of people who try and do any job, there are always lots of people queuing up, and especially a job that appears to offer glamour, appears to offer all the perks in the world, because it does. I mean, on the surface, and to somebody looking in, as I said, a new car every week, or maybe 2 new cars every week, the traveling, those sort of things are amazing, and they are great, and I'm so grateful for them. Don't misunderstand.
Right.
But I've got to just warn you, the money does not necessarily follow. Maybe a lot of people are making good money, but it's not a given that it follows. So you've got to put a lot of work in. The bottom line is, show your passion, be prepared to put in the hours, because believe me, like anything, if you want it to work, you want to succeed, you better be prepared to put in the hard hours. It's not a job that is 5 minutes a day and there you are, just be seen behind the wheel of the car, that kind of thing. No. Okay, there are a few people who can pull that glamour thing off, but it's not the point. It's really just like anything.
There's a huge difference between an influencer and a journalist in the motoring trade.
Yeah, I didn't want to open that can of worms today.
Look, it's not a can of worms, it's a fact.
Yeah.
There's an influencer, okay, but then there's a motoring journalist. Let's talk about the differentiation. We are journalists who test drive these vehicles with a knowledge of, many years of experience behind us, okay? And we have to face that fact. I have studied for this role, and I think it's very important to understand that as much as they may be passionate about the vehicles as influencers, I'm an influencer as well. So I actually kind of,
I do as well.
I'm an influencer and a journalist, so I'm not dissing any. I'm not at all
Yeah, based on the size of my YouTube channel, I also could be classified
You
as
are.
influencer.
You are an influencer,
Yeah,
okay?
but
So
I don't call myself that.
yes, we are motoring
Yeah.
journalists, and we have done so many trips and drives and long hauls which I've done. There's so much behind. We're part of the South African Guild of Motoring Journalists or Mobility Journalists. So we're involved in juries and that type of thing. So I think it's very important to understand when you want to enter the trade that you need to study. You need to have some kind of qualification behind you. And what I'm going to literally just validate what Alan just said. He mentioned that he said there's no money. You can make money, absolutely. I think if you're threading the influencer journalism line, you can put the two together and you can make money. However, you must understand that number one, you have to be driven by passion, not by profit.
100%.
I think for me that's worked. That's
totally
worked.
agree.
Do you agree with that?
No, there's no doubt on that.
So I'm sorry that I jumped in because there's never been a journalist on this platform before. So I had to jump in and answer my question and just kind of merge them together. And I hope that you're going to not share, but actually publish this content on your platform.
Send it to me and it'll be done.
Can we do that? Okay, I have to ask my team behind me, but I would love if you could do that.
Absolutely. No, I would be honored to.
Thank you. Okay. So Ellen, normally my sessions are around 30 minutes. I think we've now literally passed that 30 minutes. I think we've gone to an hour and we could do 2 to 3 hours. I know we can. And we should actually talk about doing some motoring content in a collaboration. I would love to talk cars with you. However, we are going to now play a game called like trivia. It's 30 seconds.
Okay.
You are going to describe to me what's on your car. Let's see if our IQ is high enough as our knowledge about vehicles. So you go ahead and remember you have to describe, and I have to guess what's on your card.
Okay.
And go easy on me.
Okay.
Any side doesn't
Any side.
matter.
Okay. And I must choose one of them.
Yeah. Choose one of them for now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a place in South Africa. Really coastal.
Okay.
Very close to where Samola takes place.
Eastern Cape.
It's actually officially Southern Cape.
Southern Cape?
Yes. It's not quite Eastern Cape. So it's between the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape.
Port Elizabeth?
No. It's a very, very favorite holiday destination.
Knysna? No, that's Samola, right?
I said close to Samola.
You said close to Samola.
It's a very, very popular holiday destination in that part of the world.
So I would say between Western Cape and Eastern Cape, I think there's Port Elizabeth. Am I right? Or George?
No. It's okay.
Is it a province?
No. It's a town.
It's a little town. Is it a little town?
Not that small. And I'm going to now narrow down. It's very, very close. In fact, it's between George and Knysna.
Between George and Knysna. Mossel Bay.
No.
Thank you for putting my geography. My worst subject. God, just tell me.
Plettenberg Bay.
I would never have gotten that. I've never been to Plettenberg Bay.
Have you never been to Plet? Okay, okay.
No, I must make sure I go to Plet. Give me another one.
Okay, you want another one?
Make it easy, please.
Okay.
Like KFC or something.
Okay. Probably just before your time, but it was a movie.
Oh, I don't do movies and music.
No, come on.
Unless it's Bollywood.
No, this one you must know.
Okay, I'll try. Okay.
Okay. The finger already should show you something, and the words phone home.
Phone home.
Yeah.
A movie.
Yeah.
You can give me the actor's name, right? Or actress?
No, it's not the actor or actress. It was a character.
A character.
A creature, almost, I would say.
Alan. Before my time. Before 1983. That's a long
It
time.
probably was around when you were born, kind of thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
E.T.
That's it. Yes.
I've never gotten that card. Now. My turn.
Okay,
My
wait.
turn.
Before you do, I've got to ask you a question.
Right.
How did E.T. die?
God knows. I have no idea.
Don't you?
No.
He had a heart attack.
Oh.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because they finally sent him his phone bill.
That's a good one. Thank you for that, Alan. My turn. Okay. It's a game. It's you play this. I think you can play this not in the casino. You can play it anywhere. And it's gambling, I think.
Okay, roulette.
No, the other one. Okay, I'll give you another clue. It's like when you literally have no expression. So you are what face?
Poker. Okay, you made that easy.
And I made it, and that's what I expected you to do for me. Okay, and then we have, he was one, I have to do this one.
Yeah.
Never done this on the show. He was actually one of my favorite rugby players. And listen, back in the day, we never watched rugby. Okay. He got sick and he passed away.
Oh, you're talking about Joost?
Yeah, Joost van der Westhuizen. I had to say his full name. I loved him so much. And then I'm going to give you another one.
Right.
Before, you should know. I'm not because you are not in me, but you should know this. We had Blackberries back in the day, am I right? Those were the phones.
Yeah.
And then we had something like WhatsApp, but it was something else.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm trying to think of the name. It was specific to the BlackBerry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when you
Yeah.
when you have a bowl and you
not stirring, but
the other one.
yeah. Just, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of the word right now.
Okay, if you're not stirring, you're doing what? Okay, like on the decks as well. You
Not scrubbing.
You're doing what with music?
Shuffle.
The other word? No, not shuffle. Do you know what I'm talking about, studio audience?
Yeah. Help me out, come on.
They are Gen Z. How can you not?
Sorry? Say it out loud. I can't.
Okay, let me just give him the answer. Studio audience is giving the answer here. It's mix it. No, now you have to get another one. No, you have to. My God, I don't know who this man is. I know who he is. Okay, it's an airline. And it is German.
That's Lufthansa.
Yes! Yay! Well, Alan, that was so nice to not. It's the first time we've actually not talked for some time. Actually, we haven't spoken about automotive or cars, and that never happens.
Yeah.
So that was great. We actually got to know each other on the different.
Definitely.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming, Alan.
Thanks for having me here. That's the more important part.
Oh, you're welcome. So are we going to definitely collaborate on a few?
Without doubt.
Okay. Thank you, Alan. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this discussion?
Just to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Such a pleasure being here. And there's lots more coming, that's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, okay. So I would like to thank you, viewers, for all your support on our platforms. Motoring South Africa celebrates your dedication and interaction on social media. Our efforts aim to uplift women and promote diversity within the automotive industry. Notable initiatives, which Alan and I spoke about, Compromise of the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, and Talk the Talk Studios. And for updates, interviews, vehicle assessments, and motivational narratives, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that is Talk the Talk. But please also subscribe to Alan's YouTube channel, which is Motor Matters, and a lot of our content can be shared or found there. He is our YouTube partner. So for guidance on purchasing vehicles and financial advice related to automotive or to the automotive sector, you can visit www.auto.avo.africa. Ladies, the path to success is paved with a willingness to learn, to grow, and to evolve. So embracing your imperfections and being open to new ideas and perspectives is the key to unlocking your full potential. So please don't be afraid to try new approaches, to take calculated risks, and to push beyond your comfort zone. It's in these moments of uncertainty that you'll discover your greatest strengths and your most profound growth. Ellen did it. Ellen did it at a later stage in his life. I did it in a male-dominated field where no one's tried whatever I've tried. And I know and I can stand testament that you discover your greatest strengths and your most profound growth in these moments. Invest in yourself, nurture your curiosity, and cultivate a mindset of continuous learning. And I think that's very important. The more you grow, the more you'll achieve, and the more opportunities will be unfold before you. Can you validate that?
That is so true.
Right. You're not going to stumble upon these opportunities if you're not going to put yourself out there. Right? So remember, success is not a destination. It's a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and determination. So keep pushing yourself forward, keep shining bright, and know that your dreams are within reach. Even though they may not seem that way, they are within reach. I think I'm speaking so profoundly right now with so much of belief because I'm sitting next to a man that is the representation of that. So believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and never ever give up on your aspirations. You are capable of achieving greatness, and your unique voice and perspective are needed in this world. It's needed in our industry, trust me. So on that note, I would like to remind you that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.